The biggest lie in the wizarding world is believing the power lies in the wand. What if I told you wands are actually chains that restrict wizards? Today, we delve into the dark origins and blood-chilling secrets of wands. Thousands of years ago, no wizard on Earth held a wooden stick in their hands. Wizards channeled their pure inner energy using only their minds and bodies. Deep in Africa, at the Uagadou school, this ancient tradition still lives on in a terrifying way. Wandless magic is the most primitive, wild, and difficult patrol in the universe. Moments of anger, fear, or despair, this power spills uncontrollably from the body. Accidentally vanishing a massive pane of glass when he was just 11 was exactly this. When emotions are triggered, magic bends physical reality without the need for any tool. But safely and precisely using this wild energy every day was impossible. That is why European wizards created a dangerous but flawless invention, the sole tool to focus, tame, and transform magic into an elegant weapon. The birth of wands was undoubtedly the greatest and bloodiest revolution in wizarding history. The primary purpose of a wand is to concentrate the scattered and dangerous magic within the body to a single point. A wooden body and a magical core combine, synchronizing with the wizard's soul. Those who have done this for generations know very well that every core possesses its own dark will. Wands are not merely objects. They feel, learn, and even make decisions. A wand containing a dragon heartstring is highly temperamental and prone to the dark arts. Unicorn hair, on the other hand, is loyal unto death to its owner and never yields to evil. However, there is an immutable rule every young wizard entering the shop must never forget. The wizard does not choose the wand chooses the wizard. The bond between a wand and its wizard is deeper and more real than flesh and bone. Using an incompatible wand that rejects you is like trying to forcefully wear someone else's soul. Spells become weak, they backfire, and often result in a deadly disaster. The one who best understood the stubborn nature of wands was undoubtedly Garrick. His family had been trying to solve this mystery since 382 BC. As we often see in the books, using someone else's wand always feels incomplete because that piece of wood permanently etches the magical signature of its true master into its memory. If you want to forcefully bend a wand to your will, you must defeat its master in battle. When Harry disarmed his opponent, the wand's allegiance instantly changed hands to the owner. This is one of the most ancient and bloodiest laws of the magical world. However, there is only one wand that pushes the limits of this law to the absolute end. The deadliest, most bloodthirsty, and most legendary entity history has ever seen. The Elder Wand, also known as the Wand of Destiny or the Death Stick. According to legend, Antioch received this dark wand directly from the hands of death itself. The Elder Wand has no loyalty. It worships nothing but absolute power. While ordinary wands bond with their masters out of affection, this wand only rewards killers. As it passed from hand to hand over the centuries, it always left behind broken bodies and blood. Tom was ready to sacrifice everything to possess this invincible power, but he could never fully understand the unseen will and hidden rules of wands. He was an arrogant fool who thought he could only seize power through violence. He failed to see that what determined the true master of the Elder Wand was not blood, but submission. Harry, on the other hand, could instinctively feel this strange and delicate heart of the wands. Doing magic without wands was difficult, but not impossible. Wandless magic required complete mind control and unwavering focus. Uagadou wizards like Akachi believed that wands were merely crutches. According to them, Europe had chained its own freedom by trapping its magic in wooden sticks. Even at Hogwarts, advanced students learned to perform some spells silently and wandlessly. However, fighting against the dark arts without the absolute power of a wand was practically suicide.
Over the centuries, wizards became so attached to their wands
that they completely forgot their ancient power. Today, a wizard whose wand is broken feels like a defenseless child. Did you know that the Ministry of Magic actually uses wands as a control mechanism? That famous spell, called the Trace, feeds directly from the very nature of wands. Wands secretly record and whisper every movement of young wizards. This is why wand makers are always under the strict supervision of ministries. However, Garrick always kept secrets in his shop that even the ministry couldn't unravel. The most dangerous of these were twin cores taken from the same legendary creature. If you recall, Harry's wand was 11 inches long and made of holly. Tom's death-dealing wand, on the other hand, was made of yew. Although they looked completely different, they carried the feathers of the same phoenix in their hearts. When twin wands are forced to attack each other, the nature of magic violently rebels against this. The resulting phenomenon is called Priori Incantatem, or the reverse spell effect. An unbreakable golden bond of pure energy is forged between the two wands. Tom used all his dark power to break this bond in the graveyard that night. But the wands entered a deadly battle of will with each other, independent of their masters. Harry's wand forced Tom's wand to regurgitate all the dark spells it had cast in the past. Wands do not just cast spells, they also harbor the ghosts of the lives they have taken. Garrick knew from day one what the clash of twin wands would mean. When he gave Harry that wand in his dusty shop, he was actually weaving the web of destiny. A wand cannot destroy another wand that shares its own blood. It was exactly when Tom learned this terrifying truth that went after the Elder Wand. When he realized his own wand couldn't harm Harry, he clung to history's bloodiest legend. The Elder Wand was the only salvation for a Dark Lord trying to cover his own weakness. But wands are never just wood and feather. They have a soul too. When a wizard dies, the magic inside their wand slowly fades with them. Most wizarding families prefer to bury their loved ones' wands with them, but great wands that change history never accept rotting silently beneath the earth. Just like the Elder Wand rising again and again from dark tombs, stained with blood. On the shelves in Garrick's shop, there are wands that have waited centuries for their rightful owner. The patience of a wand is much longer than a human's lifespan. Magic is actually born within us, flows through our veins, and takes shape with our breath. Wands are merely the channels that turn this massive ocean into a fine river. African wizards knew this when they looked at the sky and moved the stars with their bare hands. Akachi was one of the greatest representatives of those who argued that wands make the mind lazy. If the piece of wood in your hand breaks, only you remain in the dark. Tom was so dependent on his wand that he secretly knew he would become a nothingness without it. Harry, however, found magic not in his wand, but in his courage and his heart. The greatest secret of wands is that they actually don't need us at all. We need them, while they only want to taste our power. When selling each wand, Garrick knew he was releasing a small, silent monster into the world. Over the centuries, these monsters built kingdoms and destroyed empires. Be careful when making your choices, for the wand in your hand knows the dark corners of your soul very well. You can never be sure whether your wand will betray you one day. Does true magic lie at the tip of the wand or in the dark depths of your heart? The power of a wand cannot be measured merely by the rarity of its wood or core. True power is shaped by the darkness or light of the intention behind the hand holding that wand. Garrick focused most on this obsession with harmony while studying the character of wands. While Hollywood has a protective nature, yew is always associated with death. Tom fed the deadly nature of his wand flawlessly with his own dark soul. But when Harry's wand spat golden flames of its own volition to protect him, everyone realized they were wrong. Wands can react in unprecedented ways to protect their masters. Although wizards like Akachi in Africa find this bond meaningless, the bond forged with a wand is eternal. When Antioch began the bloody legacy of the Elder Wand, he underestimated this eternal bond. The wand desired not loyalty, but only the next master who held power. Separating a wand from its master is as painful as tearing a soul from its body. The greatest advantage of those who perform wandless magic is that their souls can never be stolen. Yet every European wizard who takes a wand in hand signs a secret pact. This pact is an oath to entrust their magic to that thin piece of wood and become dependent on it. By registering wands, the Ministry of Magic was actually tagging the souls of wizards. Tom even tried to erase the trace on his wand to escape this control of the ministry. But the phoenix feather embedded in the wand's core was that single bright rebel in the dark. The feather secretly suffered even as Tom cast his most terrible curses. Wands, too, have a memory, a conscience, and a way of mourning. When Garrick felt some wands in his shop trembling with grief at night, he always thought the same thing. When wood and magic combine, what emerges is not a lifeless tool, but a living companion. Wars are won, dark lords fall, and time turns everything to dust. Yet that whisper from thousands of years ago still continues to echo in the mountains of Uagadou. Wands granted us magic in its most magnificent form, but what did they steal from us in return? When you drop your wand from your hand, is what remains your true power or a massive nothingness?